Once again, confirming why Jenna Ortega is a rising star. A woman of the people. She just understands, she gets it. Jenna Ortega says women should have our own franchises and not just spin-offs. I don't want Jamie Bond. I want to see another badass. Yeah. I mean, she gets it. She understands. People don't want women just to be swapped, swapped into roles, gender swapped, or whatever you want to call it, gender roles flipped or whatever. It's just nonsense. It seems to be the creative bankruptcy way to go. That the nonsense executives at Hollywood seem to think this is the quickest way to reaching their DEI quota and making some money, but people have resoundingly rejected it now. And this isn't just based on this. Gender flipping roles is terrible, right? So a Jamie Bond, for instance, is lame as hell. But it also goes down to, and not enough people say this, when a franchise is co-opted, when it was traditionally male-led and then flipped to female-led. It goes down to that as well. Unfortunately, we're seeing that now with Predator. So Predator, quintessentially masculine, quite literally a franchise born out of a joke. Who would Rocky fight next? Oh, it will be E.T. And then that spawned the movie that we got, basically. Now is female driven. Don't get me wrong, I liked Prey, but we don't need every single movie to now be female driven, which seemingly is what it is. So yeah, not enough people say about that. Not enough people highlight that, but that's an important facet to this conversation. So let's take a look. Hit subscribe if you're new here, and do turn those bell notifications on. But yeah, Jenna Ortega, woman of the people, has come out and said the following. Well, come out and said this anyway. So this is an article on Variety. They say Jenna Ortega is calling for more female-led franchises over female-led spin-offs. During a recent video interview with MTV, whilst on the publicity tour for Beetlejuice Beetlejuice, Ortega was asked if she might consider an offer from director Tim Burton to revive Edward Scissorhands. She was also asked whether she would do it gender flipped Edith Scissorhands. That's so lame. But Ortega would rather just get a lead. Would just get to lead a franchise as an original character instead. And so would the audience. I can hear you. What's that? Yeah, you're groaning. Yeah, I can hear it. I can hear the groans. I can hear the eye rolls as well. I love that there's a lot more female leads nowadays. I think that's so special. But we should have our own. I don't like it when it's like a spin-off. I don't want to see like Jamie Bond, I want to see another badass. Good. That's the way you do it. That's how you do it. So Ortega won't have to worry about James Bond franchise switching genders. It's a long-term franchise, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, but that's not really the point. That was always that thing. It's always been that conversation. Like, oh, we need a black James Bond. We need a woman James Bond. It's like, no, you don't. You don't need anything. You need to be a bit more creative and just make some good bloody franchises. Idiots. Barbara Broccoli did say this, though. I don't think the next James Bond... I think the next James Bond will be a man, because I don't think a woman should play James Bond. I believe in making characters for women and not just having women play men's roles. I don't think there are enough great roles for women, and it's very important to me that we make movies for women about women. He should be British, so British, can be any ethnicity or race. It's still supposed to be white, though. It is. Ana de Armas, who starred in No Time to Die opposite Craig, similarly told The Sun when the movie opened in theatres that Bond should remain a guy. There's no need for a female Bond. There shouldn't be any need to steal someone else's character, to take over. There is a novel, and it leads into this James Bond world and this fantasy of that universe where he's at. What I would like is that the female roles in the Bond films, even though Bond will continue to be a man, are brought to life in a different way. that they're given a more substantial part and recognition. That's what I think is more interesting than flipping things, which is true. And this was dumb as well. Daniel Craig told Radio Times, the answer to that is very simple. There should simply be better parts for women and actors of colour. Why should a woman play James Bond when there should be a part just as good as James Bond, but for a woman? There are plenty of female-led action movies now. They're everywhere. In fact, there's not enough for men anymore. Just nonsense. Absolute nonsense. But like, I like this, you know. This whole thing. We should have our own. I don't like it when it's like a spin-off. I don't want to see Jamie Bond. I want to see another badass. I like that a lot. I think that's great. And just how stupid MTV is for asking these people. You know, asking Jenna Ortega, do you want to star as Edith Scissorhands? No. 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 No one's calling for Wednesday to be swapped to a man. Like, and it only works one way. The thing about this is feminism in modern day society is an advocacy movement just for women. It's not about equality, it's an advocacy movement. Because you don't see women, an advocacy for the betterment of women solely for women. Because you don't see women saying, well, we need more female sewerage workers. No, obviously not. No one wants to fucking do that job. But there clearly is a disparity between the sexes of who is a sewerage worker. Oh, we need more oil rig workers that are women. I mean, we do, technically, if you want true equality. But again, we don't get that. Because feminism is a grift. It's a grift. All it is an advocacy movement for the betterment of women, solely for women. It's got nothing to do with equality. It's just an advocacy movement to drive them up into higher earning roles. Which you know, we can argue about that all day until you're blue in the face. But this stems through into these films. We've had now, I don't know, like a decade's worth of this nonsense, where literally most films have been swapped over to being a female-led action piece. And it's just not authentic. Seeing a 5'0" 100, I don't know, like 90-pound woman throwing around men. I mean, it's just laughable. And we've had a lot of them. They don't do massively well for a reason, because men, who is the predominant movie-going audience, doesn't want to watch them. So, good, Jenna Ortega gets it. She slams woke Hollywood's nonsense, and I'm here for every step of the way. Leave your thoughts down below. Cheers, guys. Take care. Bye-bye now.